Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and I asked you guys on Instagram which of these three you'd like to see first, and the majority of you guys wanted to see the Sinanju Stein, which makes sense, it is the newest, but a lot of you wanted to see the Phenex as well. So, seeing as these are from the same movie series that's coming up really soon, that's at the end of this month, of course that is Gundam Narrative, or Gundam NT, which by the way, I have to admit I am totally hyped about. It's one of the worst aspects of being away from Japan now, is not being able to go see that in a theater. As for the main suit itself, that won't be out till release date. Of course, that is the end of this month, the 30th of November. And of course, as usual, this video right here would not be possible without those awesome people over at Hobby Link Japan. So if you do want a Sinanju Stein narrative version, or a Gundam Phenex narrative version, then you can check out those links down there in the description and get some of your own. But anyway, let's get them open. So the first kit on the chopping block is the Sinanju Stein narrative version. So I'm not necessarily sure how much different this is from the standard high-grade Sinanju Stein. Actually, to be honest, I don't know if there is a standard high-grade Sinanju Stein. Basically, back when these sort of kits were coming out, I wasn't collecting high grades, but that's changed a bit lately. The only thing I do have is the Master Grade Sinanju Stein, and to me, that is my all-time favorite version of Sinanju. I know that is kind of a big thing to say because there are a lot of awesome versions of it, and I do technically prefer the red Sinanju, but I just don't think the model or any of the Sinanju models are really up to the Master Grade Sinanju Stein's level of out-of-the-box awesome quality, but then that's a very, very debatable point there. But anyway, on the front of the box right here, it is looking absolutely fantastic, so let's take a quick look around the box. So the side of the box here is in that very classic Universal Century black. We have an image of the front and rear of the kit when it's finished. According to the box, we have some detailing here. I can only assume this is going to be stickers as it is a high grade. There are the weapons. We've got quite a few. That is the bazooka, grenade launcher, beam sabers, that absolutely epic looking high beam rifle, and the shield. The great thing about the weapons on this, and like with the other versions of Sinanju, these are modular and can kind of fit into each other like this. That's pretty cool. So far so good. It is looking fantastic. We've got an extra hand, at least one extra hand in here. Apparently the thrusters are articulated. Beam sabers can be stored in the back of the forearms, just a standard yellow beam in here. And we've got one hell of a lot of thrusters on the back of that. So far, looking great. Flipping around to the other side, there is the info on the Sinanju Stein itself. And it seems like this isn't the standard Sinanju Stein, if I'm not mistaken. There was two of them. So I guess that means there's this one, and the other, which I think is a whiter Sinanju Stein, the one we saw before, which was made into Full Frontal's iconic red Sinanju. If I am totally mistaken there, let me know, I'll pin it in the comments. And this thing right here should put you back about 2,600 yen. So let's bust this thing open and see what we've got. As usual, open it from the bottom first so we can get that manual. And that seems to be the only thing in here. No ads this time around. So there is the front of the manual. There is the info on it in case you're interested in that sort of stuff. Again, so far looking absolutely epic. Around in the back we should have some more information. The info on the Sinanju Stein there seems to be exactly what we saw on the box. Then we have information on the flexible thruster, the high beam rifle, the bazooka / grenade launcher, as well as the shield. Down here we've got a little bit more plot. I'm not sure if this is going to be in the movie or episode, whatever you'd like to call it or not, or if it's meant to have happened beforehand. I guess we'll have to wait to find out. And finally down here is the color guide. So there's the parts list. We've got a whole bunch of runners in here, and the only one that seems to have quite a bit of wasted parts is Runner D up here. So you do get some extras if you like to hold on to those, but for the most part it seems like everything in here for the most part is going to be used. And yeah, a whole lot of detail stickers. So there is the first runner, that is Runner A, and this is straight up gray. Like I thought it'd be a bit of an off-white or something like that, but no, this is just gray. Looking pretty cool. According to this is a brand new runner for Sinanju Stein right there, 2018. And all in all, that is looking absolutely fantastic so far. Next up then is Runner B1, again new for this year, Sinanju Stein, and again in gray. And seriously, look at the detail on there so far. Looking extremely nice, especially with all those small parts. Something tells me this is going to be one beautiful looking high grade. Also worth mentioning that there are two of Runner B1. Next up then is Runner C. This is in a very, very dark navy blue. And once again, it's brand new for this kit. As for what's on here, we've got part of the shield, a whole bunch of the armor, and there is some of the chest section. So next up then is Runner D, and this is the first reused runner, and this is reused from the high grade Sinanju. and that came out in 2010. And you can kind of see in this runner here how far they've come along. It does look great, but the molds aren't nearly as sharp. Once again, they do look great, but they have a more, I don't know how to put it, they're just not that sharp, not as defined as those new parts. And E1 here continues that contrast because this one right here is brand new for the kit. And straight away, all that detail is extremely crisp. For example, if you look at the hand right there, this is the new one, Sinanju Stein. And there are some of the hand parts from the Sinanju, and the biggest difference for me is there's a kind of glossy waxiness to the parts from the Sinanju, whereas these are matte and don't necessarily match. No big deal, but if you are quite particular about things, that is worth noting. As for runner E2 then, that is just a repeat of this little section down there. Runner F is a pretty funny little runner because this says right here that it is from 2014's Neo Geon, which was that big, huge red thing from Gundam Unicorn. So that's kind of interesting that the weapon in here, the weapon runner, is from that kit. Pretty funny. So the next runner then in here is G1, again new for this kit, and these are all the parts with all that intricate detail on them. So of course this isn't color separated, this is for using with the included stickers. That's these right here, so there are quite a few of them, but they're mainly in white, so I might as well ask you at this point, I'll throw a little poll up in the corner. In the review, will I just leave them as they are on the runner? Should I use the stickers included? Or will I just pull my finger out and paint the white section to see what they'd look like if you put that bit of effort in? I'll throw that poll up now, and let me know what you guys think. Either way, I'm glad these are in black with the raised sections to be painted, as opposed to being in grey or white with the black sections to be painted. It's way easier to just paint those raised sections. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. So the last of the actual runners in here are the darker grey sections. We can see some parts of the arms for storing the beam saber as well as the torso there. So this kit does have two shades of grey as well as that brown inner frame and navy blue. Not colors I thought would really go together, but this thing really makes it look like they do. And the last couple of things in there then are a set of yellow beams. Those are from 2013. And a big set of polycaps that date 10 years back to 2008. So that's it for the quick unboxing of the Sinanju Stein, and so far this thing looks like it's gonna rock. The only real down point is the fact that you've stickers instead of white separation parts for all that awesome white detail. But then again, it's fairly easy to paint, so I'll throw a link down in the description to some nice white paint too, for if you're picking this guy up. So next up, of course, is the high-grade Universal Century Gundam Phenex, and of course this is the narrative version gold coating. So I'm not sure how it's going to turn out because personally I'm not the biggest fan of kits with a coating, especially a very, very shiny one, but then again that might just be me. There's the box, there's the front and the back of it. This looks like it's going to be one shiny Gundam. We've got some more info of what else is in this kit. So we've got a couple of armed armor DEs on there. The full body psycho frame there is in blue this time around. And of course it says there, special edition with plated parts. Something tells me this isn't the first Phenex with plated parts, but I guess we'll see. Anyway, on this side of the box we see what we get in here, which is two armed armor DEs as well as the beam magnum. There is the blurb about this kit, what you'll be expecting to see in the movie series. And all I can say is this design has been around for quite a while, and I've been waiting to see this in full animated action. I am totally hyped. And as for the price, it'll cost you a whopping 5,000 yen for a high grade. That is quite crazy. But let's see what exactly that 5,000 yen will get you. So starting off with the manual, put the box away to the side for a second. There is what it will look like completed. Once again, there is the info in case you like that sort of stuff. And flipping it around to the other side so we can see some info on the Phenex. Once again, there's the same blurb we saw already. Some info on the beam magnum as well as the armed armor DE. And down here we do have some extra information on the Gundam Phenex. Lastly then, is the color guide. There is the parts list. Looks like there's going to be next to nothing wasted on this. And next to nothing to be used sticker-wise. However, on a plated kit, what color are those stickers? What a surprise, they're gold! So there are the stickers we get in the kit, which is two sets of different colored eyes, two gold color correcting ones, and two what look like for lenses or sights. Before getting into the actual runners, I noticed that these are bagged within bags to keep the parts from scratching off each other. So if you're worried about if they'll get damaged in the packaging, it looks like they won't. So inside the first bag, we've got a runner and then these runners in a secondary bag. That is smart. So moving right into the runners now, and there is Runner A. If you've built a high-grade or multiple high-grade unicorns, then you'll be very familiar with this because this dates all the way back to the first high-grade unicorn back in 2008. So that's gray, navy blue, as well as some clear blue up there as well. So right there is runner B, and this is the first of the gold part. This is a runner from 2009, and it says it's from the Unicorn Gundam DM. And I have to say, the gold here isn't as bad as I thought it would be. And this is probably going to be really hard to review because it's so reflecty, but you may or may not be able to see there. What they've done is they've given this a spray of silver first, a silver chrome, followed by, I'm going to assume, a kind of clear yellow. Kind of what would have been seen on the Master Grade Hyakushiki, but just more glossy. It definitely beats just being plated with a gold. I find that doesn't have the same sort of effect, but all in all, this is crazy looking. Next up then is runner C, and if what I'm seeing through the monitor of the camera is what you're going to get in the final video, this does it no justice whatsoever. It looks quite dull and dark and high contrast, but in person, this looks fantastic. I'm not sure how it will look all put together, but so far, this is nuts looking. But anyway, as for runner C, there are two of those, and again, 2009 Unicorn Gundam DM. Runner D in grey, again not as sharp molding as something you'd get nowadays. We've got the beam magnum on there as well as some thrusters, the bottom of the feet, and once again, Unicorn Gundam DM 2009. Next up, another 2009 runner, and this is runner E, and these are all the parts of the clear Psycho frame, this time in blue. Looking pretty cool. Once again, they do look a little bit darker in the video than they are actually. This is a very, very nice color. So the next runner in here is runner F, and this is something I have personally never seen before, and it's been chopped up, probably to separate the parts before plating the gold parts. So you can actually see that this right here was chopped with a nipper or something. Definitely nothing I've seen before, but this anyway is some gray parts which look to be from the shield, some Psycho plate parts, again looks like it's from the shield, and then some gold parts, and what do you know, from the shield. I'm guessing, yeah, this right here is from the Armed Armor DE from 2013. So we get two of those chopped up runner Fs, of course, because we get two of those huge Armed Armor DEs. One thing I thought was worth noting on here is we get the crest on this runner, and because we have two of those runners, we do get a spare crest. So maybe I can give little Mecha Gaikotsu here a bit of a V-fin update, and try to stop forgetting to put them in videos. And the last runner we get in here then is runner H1, and this is the only brand new runner for this kit. So this is 2018 Phenex Gundam narrative version, and of course these are those big tail sections for going on the Armed Armor DEs, and I assume these are the sections for attaching them. All in all, looking pretty cool. And of course the Gundam couldn't hold together if it wasn't for the polycaps, and these polycaps date back to 2008. So that is it for everything that comes in the box with the Unicorn Phenex narrative version. Of course, the biggest thing to worry about in here is the nub placement, because it is a pretty old kit it's based on, so whether or not they're going to show up a lot on it or not, I guess only time will tell. So if you want yourself some Gundam narrative kits of your own, once again you can get them down there in those links at HobbyLink Japan. And as always, thank you very much for watching, make sure to come back for more Gunpla unboxings and reviews, and I'll see you next time.